What's up, guys? We're here at Hard Racing today, and we're going to do something a little different today, talk about some different subjects. Obviously, we've done tons of tutorials and questions and whatnot, but we're going to try to broaden and expand our YouTube channel a little bit to make it a little bit more appealing, but just overall, just life, everything, you know, about motorcycles, but just everything in general. Try to help people out. I mean, that's what we're all here about, you know, enjoy motorcycles, but also, you know, want to learn things and take in new information, all that good stuff. So today, as you can see from the title, we're talking about money. And obviously, this is kind of a hot topic because some people, you know, believe that you don't need money to be happy. Some people say that the only people that say that don't have money. That's not what this is about so much as it is. It's a popular question we get. As far as, is it worth it to you? Is it worth buying something? Is it worth spending the money on something? A lot of you obviously can understand that that's in the eye of the beholder, but the biggest thing is for us, you know, we get the question a lot. Example, somebody will call up and say, I'm interested in a set of BST wheels. Are they worth it? You know, obviously there's a lot of people out there that have BST wheels. They're carbon fiber, they're awesome, they look great. But then you'll have somebody come up and say, that's insane. You know, why would you spend that much money for a set of wheels? We always look at it like this. Our firm belief for us personally, when we buy something is, how much does it cost you in the whole entire time you've owned it? If you're going to buy something and never sell it, like forever you're going to keep it, then whatever you paid for it is what it's going to cost you. So if you spend $2,000 on some, or $10,000 on some Rolex watch, and you never plan on selling it, then that costs you $10,000. But let's just say you bought a $10,000 Rolex watch, and it appreciated, or even broke even. You used it 2-3 years, and then you sold it and got $10,000 back. That watch didn't cost you anything. So when you look at, is something worth it to you, or should I buy it? Look at the big picture of what you plan on doing with it. It's not a matter of how much does it cost me up front. It's a matter of, am I ever going to sell the product or whatever it is that you're buying? And if I am, then how much is it going to get me back? And then the difference between the two, divided by however long you kept it, is how much it actually cost you. So like another example, back to the BST wheels. The most popular question, you know, for the BST wheels is, obviously, are they worth it? And we always say, well, to us, BST wheels are a very high sought-after product. So if you get a set of wheels, and we're just going to pick a number. Just say they cost $2,000. And you use them for 3-4 years. And then you go and sell them, and you get $1,700–1,800 for them, right? So now it costs you $300–400 over 3 or 4 years. So they cost you $100 a year. When you start to think of things like that, it starts to make a little more sense to say, hey, I could have a really awesome set of wheels for a couple of years, cost me $100 a year. That's like a couple tanks of gas in my car. So everything is you have to take everything into account when you're deciding how to spend your money, what's worth it, what's not. There are some products you buy and you'll have no value out of it. You know, you buy it, and as soon as you buy it, it's basically there's no value down the road if you ever want to sell it. So whatever you paid for that product, that's what it's worth. But again, if there is some residual value, if there's a down the road I can sell it for this and get this much back from it, then that really needs to come into account on what, you know, when you buy your motorcycle, you may say up front, okay, I spent 10 grand on it. Well, if you can drive it a couple years and then sell it for 8 grand, then it costs you $700–800 a year. So it didn't really cost you 10 grand up front, it did, but at the end of the day, you know, it's how much you're going to get back out of it. So take that into consideration, and the reason we're saying this is because a lot of people always think about, what's it cost me up front? Oh, I don't know if I want to spend that. If you're going to keep it forever, then yes, whatever you paid for it, that's what it's going to cost you. But if you plan on selling your bike, trading in your bike, getting something different, and you're going to take that part and pull it off and resell it and get some of your money back out of it, then that difference between what you paid for it and what you sell it for, that's what it actually cost you. And then if you divide it over years that you had it, it doesn't come out as much. So again, this isn't to say, oh, spend a lot of money and go over your head. But the video is more or less to say, just look at all the different facets and all the different options that come into play when you're thinking about buying something. Because at the end of the day, you know, obviously nobody wants to go and spend a lot of money and lose a ton on buying something. But if you factor everything out, sometimes it's not as bad as you think it is, especially if you eventually plan on reselling it. And of course, the last thing about the video that we always look at and we tell customers, you know, get what you want that you can afford. Don't go and, you know, spend your monthly mortgage or your rent payment on parts. But at the same time, I always look at it, and most of my friends and everybody I talk to, we all bust our butt every day working and, you know, slave to the grind and, you know, to make money. And if we don't enjoy our life, if we don't do things that make us happy, and whether that's riding motorcycles, buying parts for motorcycles, installing parts, just enjoying life, hanging out with the family, whatever it is that makes you happy. But, you know, a lot of that obviously takes money. Even if you're just sitting on your butt, you had to buy a television, you know, you had to buy a PlayStation, you had to buy a motorcycle to go ride. So, you know, sometimes you got to look at it like, that's why we bust our butt and make our money, so that we can actually buy nice things and enjoy our life. Because otherwise, what's the point? You know, why do we go and slave and work and make money if we're not somewhat enjoying it? And again, that's not to say spend every money. You need to be smart about it, obviously. But that's why we enjoy our lives to, you know, or why we work so hard to be able to enjoy ourselves. So everything comes into play when you think about what you're going to spend your money on and what's worthwhile to you or not. But just, you know, the reason we're doing this video is just to have you kind of think of open your, you know, thoughts to all the different factors that come into play. Is it worth it? Can I sell it? Am I going to sell it? You know, what other costs do I have attributed to it? What other things do I have to pay for in life that isn't related to this? But, you know, at the end of the day, do what makes you happy, but stay within your means, you know? And we're not here to tell you how to spend your money. If you want to spend it all on bike parts, that's cool. And if you don't want to spend any on bike parts, that's cool. But just think about all the different things that come into play before you make a decision. And that's all we're trying to say is, you know, this is just a kind of a helpful thing to help people, since it's such a common question to us. Is this worth it? Should I buy this? Do I need this? You know, we're not trying to peddle parts that don't make sense. We're trying to help people get stuff that makes sense. But at the same time, only you, at the end of the day, can decide whether something's worthwhile to you or not. And just do also what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, because that's what life's all about, is being happy. You know, if you're miserable and crap and everything sucks, make a change. Do something different that makes you happy, you know? And that's what we're trying to say here. So I hope you tried to have an open mind about our new video. Like I said, we're trying to do different things in the channel to expand it a little bit, to make it more appealing to a broader audience. And this is one of our first videos. So if you liked it, please give a thumbs up. And most of all, leave a comment. Positive or negative, we don't care. Leave a comment. It's all about conversation. That's what we're here to do. Talk, have a conversation, discuss things. Tell us what you feel. Tell us what you think. And be sure to subscribe, please. Subscribe, because we're going to have a lot more videos coming along like this. And, of course, everything else that we do. But we really appreciate the support. And if you need anything, have any questions, Instagram, Facebook, forums, and, of course, our website at hardracing.com.